This is WFYI News Now. It's April 16th, and I'm Abriana Herron. On today's show, the state Senate passes a bill that aims to secure power for AI data centers. And Governor Mike Braun unveils a new health initiative that makes significant changes to the state's food assistance program. Among other changes, part of the Trump administration's Make America Healthy Again movement.
We also want to take this moment to encourage governors all over the country to follow the lead of Indiana.
Those stories coming up. But first, Indiana's property tax reform plan would cost school districts more than $740 million across 3 years. From WFYI's Education Desk, Rachel Fredette reports how the priority measure also splits property tax revenue between traditional school districts and charter schools.
Several school districts decried the state's tax plan. Indianapolis Public Schools says the measures could lead to more than 20 schools closing. Republican Senator Travis Holdman carried the bill throughout session. He says school districts won't lose money.
They will not lose money from one year to the next. They will not receive as much money as they would have under current law.
School choice supporters praise the legislation. It requires districts to share local tax funds with charter schools. Indianapolis Democrat Andrea Hundley said that creates tension.
Taking money from one of our systems that's underfunded and giving it to another system that's underfunded isn't the way to do it, and it's never going to be.
Governor Mike Braun says he intends to sign the bill into law. I'm Rachel Fredette.
The state Senate passed a bill on Tuesday that aims to secure power for AI data centers. Though it was amended to put more of the risk on tech companies, Indiana Public Broadcasting's Rebecca Thiel reports it still could raise Hoosiers' electric bills and prolong coal pollution in Indiana communities.
Multiple Indiana utilities are considering building new power plants to serve AI data centers, which need a massive amount of electricity to run. The bill allows utilities to recover the costs of those plants more quickly, but now 80% of that cost would have to come from the companies that prompted the need for the new plant, the ones building the data centers. Still, the measure would likely end up increasing Hoosiers' bills. It requires utilities that want to close a coal plant to replace it with the same amount of energy capacity or more. That could put cleaner energy sources at a disadvantage and limit some creative ways utilities can meet that demand without adding new power plants. If the state orders a utility to keep a coal plant open, the utility could get approval to charge ratepayers to continue running the plant. For Indiana Public Broadcasting, I'm Rebecca Thiel.
The bill also gives tax credits to companies that manufacture small modular nuclear reactors in Indiana. It now goes back to the House for consideration. And for our final story today, Governor Mike Braun unveiled a new health initiative, which makes several significant changes to the state's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. As Indiana Public Broadcasting's Abigail Ruman reports, the top U.S. health official says these changes go further than any other state so far.
Braun signed a series of executive orders introducing changes to SNAP, including an overhaul of the employment and training program, limiting eligibility, and removing candy and soft drinks from SNAP benefits. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says Indiana is the first state to exclude candy. He says the proposed changes have already been submitted to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which also sets Indiana apart.
We also want to take this moment to encourage governors all over the country to follow the lead of Indiana.
Kennedy says Braun's executive orders align with the Trump administration's Make America Healthy Again campaign.
For Indiana Public Broadcasting, I'm Abigail Ruman.
Protesters gathered outside the event to express their dissatisfaction with the Make America Healthy Again movement. Protesters like Anna Voss, a fish biologist who was fired from the federal government, says the slogans and policies are counterintuitive.
When you're removing all the science infrastructure that actually can make people health and protect people, their livelihoods.
Wade Catt is a medical student at the Indiana University School of Medicine. He worried about potential cuts to Medicaid.
And if this movement was really about making America healthy again, they would be funding these programs because they work.
And that's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by Drew Daudelin and Zach Bundy, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes. Kendall Antron produced our music, and I'm your host, Abriana Herron. If you like today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow.